Alright, here we go with Beast Machine's Tankor. And I think he is a very awesome looking toy. He's got a lot of really cool detail. You can see he's got some wheels and things here in his tank treads, which don't actually move, but he's got wheels, which kind of make up for that. These little clearish plastic pieces here with some red paint on them, they look really awesome. This isn't actually the Beast Wars version of the toy. This is the Transformers Universe version. But I can do a size comparison. Strong Arm from Energon, and he's a basic class figure. This is a Mega Class from Beast Wars, and I'm not really sure if all the Beast Wars Mega Class figures were this small. But here's Mega Class Scorponok, and he's quite a bit bigger. He dwarfs him. He could eat Tankor for lunch. Here's Deluxe Class Wheeljack beside of him, and Wheeljack is actually a little bit longer, and I don't know, it just seems like if this is a Mega Class, that it should be bigger. Scorponok was in the $20 range, and actually the Mega Class from Beast Wars eventually became the Mega Class from Energon, which eventually became the Voyager Class, so it's kind of disappointing at how small he is, but other than that, he's really nice. He's, from the back, you can't really, he's got a mildly visible head right here. But as long as you have it turned down, you can't really tell that it's sitting there. And he's got this massive cannon right here that can rotate around, and his top part can rotate. Top part here, you can flip it down, and it exposes this part of his light piping. Let me shade it a little bit from my overhead light. You can see his little eye right there, and it moves whenever you twist his head back and forth at the back. The head that's sticking out back there, it moves, and it looks really, really good. And it even carries over to his robot mode, which I'll show you here in a few minutes. He also has a Decepticon symbol right here, and it's Decepticon because this is the Universe toy, not the original Vehicons symbol that would be there, which was in the Beast Machines toy. But I don't have many Beast Machines figures. I didn't really like the show. I loved Beast Wars. Beast Wars is great, but I think that I don't know, Beast Machines, it just felt like it was rushed. Beast Wars was a masterpiece. Beast Wars is a wonderful show. But Beast Machines, on the other hand, I didn't think it was all that great. But I'm going to watch it over again just to see if my more mature perspective on it kind of changes my opinion. Another little gimmick that he has is you can pull these up and slide them over top. And he's got saw blades down here. You can slide these out, and the saw blades spin whenever you roll them back and forth. And you can also just pick it up. I'm just going to spin the wheels myself to show you, and that works in his robot mode as well. But I rambled on enough. Let's transform him. Now we'll go to the bottom, and we'll take these bits and rotate them out. Kind of point them down like that because those are going to be his legs. You can see his little feet right there. And then take these top part and just pull them out and flip his legs down. Okay, now rotate his lower body around. The tank turret might get in the way a little bit. And these parts right here lock into place. They have a hard time staying on my toy. Yours might be different, but mine, they just don't like to stay in place there. Okay, and now take the top of what's on the top of his head here and flip it down. Turn his big cannon around. And there we go. He's transformed. He's got a lot of detail. I mean, he's a wonderfully done figure. He's pretty streamlined. There's not a lot of parts. I mean, here on his back, yeah, his tank turret's visible, but it just looks like a backpack or something. And his tank treads are hanging out, but I don't think it looks bad at all. These little parts right here, they kind of annoy me, but you can sort of flip them back and they're not as noticeable, I don't guess, but they're slightly annoying, but I don't think it detracts much from the figure. His hands can move, they can open and shut. He's got the saw blades from his vehicle mode, and you can just rotate the wheel with your hand and they still move, which is so cool. I think that just the moving parts on this figure are masterfully done. He's still got the light piping. It's a little bit harder to see in this form, and you've got to rotate, you've got to turn this now. Let me try to get it where you can see it. Yeah, see, it just, you turn it and his eye moves around, which is so cool. I wish they'd have done a better job with some of the light piping of some of the other figures. Like this guy right here, he's got light piping, but you could never tell it. And he's articulated. He can move his arms up and down, and he can turn them 360 degrees. His elbows are articulated. Oops. His legs are ball jointed. He can move them pretty much any way you want them, and he can bend at the knee. And he can get into a lot of odd positions, and it's really cool. You can pose him just about however you'd like to pose him. From what I understand, this is a really underrated figure. Like, a lot of people didn't like this. Out of all of the Beast Machines line, he is the one figure that I would want. And I did want him, so I got him. Now for some size comparison, here's Dinobot standing beside him. And like I said, for a Mega Class figure, he's really small. I mean, he's not much taller than Dinobot. Maybe an inch, maybe even less than that. We'll get Blur, which is not a figure I'm overly impressed with. I'm going to tear him a new one when I review him. There's Blur standing beside him. He's quite a bit taller than Blur, probably at least an inch. Here he is standing next to Scorponok's robot form, and Scorponok's still way bigger than he is. Like, the size difference is even more than the size difference between Tankor and Blur. From what I understand, the size class that he is eventually became the size class that Scorponok is, and I don't understand if that was this is the norm for a $20 toy in B stores, but that's how much he was. I'm pretty sure when he first came out, maybe he was 15. Like, I could see paying 15 for this guy, and that makes sense, because I thought he was a deluxe, and I had to actually look it up online to see, and I found out that he was a Mega Class figure. And how the crap did that get in there? Anyway, like I said, a really cool toy. Now, let's transform him back really quick. Flip his turret around. Flip his hat back up. Take and just turn his arms up for now. I always have trouble with his arms and legs when I'm transforming him back. It's just, they're so strange in the way that they come together. But you gotta have him turn just right. I'll get to it in a minute. But anyway, take his torso and rotate it back around and flip this up. So you got his tank turret back around now. Turn his arms forward, and you got to get him. You have to get these little tabs on these red parts to face inward, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. And I got that one on the first try. How awesome. I think I did anyway. Looks right to me. So flip them forward. And bring them together. And bring his hands up here together to form just one solidified single unit. And his legs back here, you got to have the ball joints of them turned up like that. And then it's a simple matter of... Great, actually, I think I have his legs backwards. But yeah, I have the ball joints turned up. And this is a part that got me a lot whenever I was first transforming it. It probably took me forever to figure out. You just have the ball exposed at the back. And they just slide right in. And there you have Beast Machines Tankor. And as far as ratings go, I've got to give this figure at least, I'm going to say a 7.5 overall, because both his robot form and his vehicle form I think look excellent. There's not a lot of kibble. I would recommend getting it if you ever have the chance, because the moving parts, the light piping in his eye, the saw blades under here, they're all very nicely done. So thanks for watching, and I'll have another review up soon.